All right, everybody, welcome to Tech Tips. I'm Amanda, and this is Soldo Media. Today, we are actually looking at the Hollyland Lark Max. That's this little guy here. So, right out of the box, it's opened the box. Oh dear, I opened the box the wrong way. All right, well, let's see here. You get a case with probably the manual in it, and you get a neat little case. Inside the little case, you actually get your full kit with your charging case and your transmitter, 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. We'll get a little bit of a mini unboxing here today. We got a whole bunch of cables. We'll get those out. Got that's a TRS jack to TRS jack. A little windsock. Got another little windsock. And some more cables. Really nice case. Case for the case. I'm just going to take a look to see here what's inside these bags. I should have brought scissors. All right, so this one is a USB-C to USB-A cable. This is a angled, oh cool. This is an angled USB-C to iPhone Lightning. I got Linus behind the camera helping me today. And then angled USB-C to USB-C. And then inside the little box, I assume it's just instructions and warranty cards. Yeah, that looks what, we're here for you. They're here for us. All right, let's open this little guy up. Now the charging case gives you 22 hours of use without the charging case. The transmitters and receivers give you 7.5 hours from the transmitters of runtime, and you get 9 hours of runtime from the receiver. So one of the nice things about this device is it has a new technology in it called Max Timber. And what that is, oh dear, what that is a multi-layered membrane on the microphone internally. And it's supposed to help get rid of any unwanted resonance and create a much more cleaner acoustic environment inside the microphone. Let's see if I can turn this sucker on. Little power button on the side. There, that one's on. And it's got a little blue light when it's on. They connect right out of the box, which is nice. The transmitter has on it a output for a microphone. Yeah, and it's magnetic on the back. So it's got like a magnet clip if you don't want to use the gator clip that's on there. I want to point out before we get out in the feel of this case and the material on the microphones is really nice. It's kind of grippy, but not too grippy. Before I do anything else, before we go to the field test, just really quickly, let me show you just what the menus look like here. So if I press the menu button, then I get record mode. And by the way, this records in 24-bit audio. It's a wave recording at 48 kilohertz. If we click on that, we have stereo, mono, or safety track, which is a great feature to have. So generally speaking, here at Tech Tips, we record in stereo because it's always usually me or Linus, me and Linus, or me and Jake, or Jake and Linus, or Marcus or Jake, or whoever. Stereo is generally the mode that we record in. But if you want to have the safety track, what that does is it records a higher audio track and a lower audio track at the same time. To get out of the menu, you don't touch here because that selects. If you push down on the menu button, it selects whatever you clicked on, so like mono, and then it will go out. But say you don't want to, I want it on stereo, but say you don't want to select anything, you just went into the wrong menu, you just tap the side of the screen there to get out again. That took me a while to figure that out. Your microphone settings. This is an omnidirectional microphone, by the way, but it gives you mic gain, and it gives you auto record, which is another function that's available on this. So you can set this microphone so as soon as you take one of the transmitters out of the case, it immediately starts recording. And then you have auto off, which is good to have if you don't want that. The LCD brightness, and you have the storage, so that's for formatting the storage. This can record for up to 14 hours, and it's an 8 gig storage. Phone speaker, so you can have it. Actually, I don't know how that works. I will have to check that out and see if we come back to that in our field test. I missed that one. So you get some EQ settings here, and then you got some system settings, so like pairing, screen brightness, if you want to install updates, the date, the time, and the language are all there. Factory reset. Everybody cares about factory reset. I don't think I've factory resetted anything since like the 80s. So then you have your noise cancellation modes and all that sort of stuff here. So really, really awesome little microphone. We'll take this out in the field. What we're gonna do is our distance test. I'm actually gonna set this up here in studio with the DJI microphone and the AnchorWorks microphone and do a right here sound check. And we'll see how they sound against each other and test the noise cancellations. I can't remember if the DJI has a noise cancellation in it or not, but the AnchorWorks does. So we'll test that and see where we end up with it. All right, 2 specs and then to the field.
Hollyland Lark Max. The weight of the transmitter is 33 grams. The receiver is 60 grams and the case is 193.5 grams. The recording time is 14 hours on an 8 GB internal recording memory. The transmitter's battery time is 7.5 hours. The receiver's battery time is 9 hours. The receiver can work while charging. With the battery case, you have 22 hours of charge time. The microphone is omnidirectional. It records in 48 MHz 24-bit WAV format. The signal-to-noise ratio is 70 dB. The max sound pressure level is 128 decibels. The EQ comes with hi-fi low-cut and environmental noise cancellation. It has a max timbre multi-layered membrane. The transmission range is 250 meters or 820 feet. The frequency response is 20 Hz to 20 kHz.
All right, so now we had to find a new place. They're doing some construction over on our normal spot. So we're on a little path here, and Jake is way in the distance across the lake. I think this is about 200 meters based on my golf experience. So, or golfing experience. But yeah, this is about a par 4 between me and Jake. You'll see. There's a little pond between us even. Okay, but that's not what we're here for. So we're going to test the distance. I have a, what do you call it, FS2 from Zoom, F2 from Zoom on me, and the Hollyland. Right now, Jake can hear me. He waves his hands when he can hear me, but there's a little hill between us. And if I just back up a little bit more so the hill is not there, he crosses his arms. You guys can't see it all the way over there, but he crosses his arms and I see he doesn't see us. But now he'll start to pick us up there. Yeah, I see him, he's waving. All right, let's go. Okay, it's a good start. We've done it backwards now. So we test it from the different places and see if he sees me without line of sight. So Jake, this time you're gonna have to whistle if you can't hear me, okay? Okay, but now you hear me. Yay, okay, so yeah, without line of sight, these microphones really aren't the best. And that was at about 175 meters. We're coming up on 150 meters here. Oh, it's hard to find a big, long, straight line. These mics are getting better and better at their distance. This is really impressive, actually, when you see how far away I am from Jake. All right, now we're coming up a little closer to Jake now. And we're at the end of the little path, and we've come up to the lake. Little pond, rather. But I say the pond is maybe 75 meters to 100 meters across. I'd say. Again, if I was going to golf this feels like a par 4. Not quite a par 5. So maybe at its most it'll be 300 meters. Enough golf talk anyway. I'd love to play this hole. All right, Jakob, I'm going to turn myself around here and see, you'll give me a whistle if you don't hear me. Jakob, hör mig? Day. He didn't hear me. So, all right, what we'll do is we'll start going around the lake here and see if when we get closer he can hear us. Unfortunately, I'm not going to walk straight to him now. So I'm going to turn and see if he hears me with this thing without line of sight. Roughly. Do you hear? All right. Get a little closer. A little closer. Do 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 do. So this is about 25 meters here. Let's see. Do you hear me, Jake? So here, with no line of sight, he hears me fine. All right, so with 25 meters, you can turn around a little bit in between that distance. But for the most part, you need line of sight with these, especially if you're going to try to hit that long distance. There we are. Showed them how far away I was. Well, you saw. Look, beautiful pond between us. Beautiful Jakob right there. Smile, Jakob there.
I hear you.
You hear me now. All right. Well, let's get to our final thoughts and talk about how we feel about this thing. All right. So let's think about what we need to talk about when it comes to this mic. One of the things I wanted to show, I wasn't even using the clip. I was using the magnet here, which is great. But this has a very special way of connecting the windsock. Instead of having like a real clip, it's like a real rubbery thing. But I was surprised. It holds on like super good. A lot of them that we've tested aren't amazing. That's for sure. Yeah, so there's some pairing controls here on the mic as well. You actually have your noise cancellation and your pairing button on the side of the mic. You can record from the mic. That we didn't mention in the studio. Something else we didn't mention in the studio is that you can record in a low cut, a hi-fi. I feel like there was another mode. We'll put that there. But you have lots of options when it comes to this microphone in terms of sound quality and recording quality. All in 24-bit, 48 kilohertz wave audio. So I want to show you first the charging and discharging test. So let's take a quick look at that. Nothing too crazy there. These guys have all of these microphones that we've tested, like they have insane internal battery life. So I'm just nothing but impressed with them. Oh, I love that it comes with the charging case. I love that you have that option when you're out in the field. I've done in my time quite a few little mini documentaries with not with these kind of mics specifically. I had the old chunky mics, and I wish that I had these kind of mics with me. The professional mics are awesome too. Like just to say, we use in the broadcast side of our work, we use the Sony, what are they called? EW series microphones. Oh, no, wait, no, that's the Sennheisers that are the EWs. The Sonys have their own letter combination. But the big broadcast mics, I've used everything from Lectrosonic to you name it out there for broadcast microphones. And they do excellent, but these guys hold up too. In terms of field microphones, I'd much rather be carrying something like this than the big Sony belt packs with me. And they're doing as good a job, especially since you have onboard recording. And that's one thing that I want to say. I've had people comment in the past too, why we talk about these guys instead of so much of the broadcast microphones. One thing is the broadcast microphones don't have, like the professional Sonys and the professional Sennheisers don't have in-body recording on them. And if you do with the more, what do you say, the bigger frequency range, like now I'm going to forget which frequency range was outlawed recently. We had everything from 500 to 900 in frequency. But if you lost that, you lost it. That was it. You had to re-record, or you had to signal your talent that you had to start over. But with this, you have in-body recording, which is phenomenal, especially when you're out in the field. I would definitely use these for professional news. I would definitely use these in professional broadcasts. And as far as the DJIs and some of the other ones we have goes, we have. And they work great. They are very comparable in sound and everything to our other microphones, which leads me to our next test. We did a sound quality check with the AnchorWorks, the DJI, and the Hollyland Lark. Take a listen, and we're going to decide what you guys think when it comes to how these guys sound side by side by side. All right, so what we have here is actually a microphone test with the AnchorWorks 650 M650. We have the DJI mic, wireless mic, and we have the Hollyland Lark Max. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to do a just standard sound test, and I'll back up a little bit from these microphones, but we'll just record. All the settings are the same on the microphones. I'm also recording on my Tascam DR10. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. Hickory dickory dock. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. And now I'm going to do really quiet. This is again about 50 centimeters from my face. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. And then I'll do loud. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one. All right. So yeah, let's check that out and see what it sounds like. Okay, right on. So we sent this audio off to our sound technician, Jonathan. He's an expert at just like tweaking EQ and stuff like that. He's incredible. We got a lot of good sound guys. Marcus is an awesome sound guy who works with us too. Like, we're blessed in the sound department. But what Jonathan is telling me is the three mics are very similar, close, side by side by side. But he preferred the AnchorWorks or the DJI to this microphone. But said that if you can tweak it at EQ, there's nothing in this that doesn't, that can't be fixed. Now, I did have a Tascam DR10 on me, and he said by far that was the best mic out of all three of them. And I do think there's something to be said about having a lav. Now, these guys, you can connect the lav to, and I think that could add sound quality to it, because you could actually have a much better, what do you say, pickup from the microphone of your choice, rather than just using this microphone that's built in on all the DJI and the AnchorWorks. So another test we did, we tested the noise cancellation in this mic to the noise cancellation in the AnchorWorks. And I'll throw that over to Jake. He did that for us out in the park.
Alright guys, now we're testing the noise cancellation on the Hollyland and the AnchorWorks because they were built in there. At the moment it's turned off, so I doubt that you can hear me very much at all because it's very loud with this fountain. But it's turned off at this moment, it's off. Alright. Alright guys, this is with the noise cancellation turned on. The AnchorWorks has multiple settings, but at the moment it's set to low. The AnchorWorks has one setting and it's turned on, so I hope that you can hear me much better now. And yeah, hope you like it.
Okay, so it works, but you could definitely see that it distorted the voice in both of them along the way. Noise cancellation is great in theory, but if and again, I'm old school. you should be listening to the environment that you're in before you record in it, and you should be avoiding using noise cancellation, in my opinion. But if you're going to use it, it does work. It does help somewhat, but know that you're going to lose some elements of the voice from these recordings with noise cancellation. All right, so final thoughts. I would recommend this microphone. It's definitely usable. It's robust. It's cute. It's tiny, and you get a lot of options with it. Would I recommend it over the DJI? I don't know. I think they're pretty equal, actually. The only thing, just has a few more accessories in it, and you get this case. The DJI just comes with a little pouch, but I mean, it's a really it's not like you can't buy a pouch or buy a little case for it, right? Overall, I think it's a good mic. It's worth picking up if you're already into Hollyland Lark as a brand. They're excellent quality. Nothing bad to say about it. All right, if you guys have any questions, comments, you want to know more about this microphone, or you want us to test against some other things, maybe you want us to actually take this into the studio and test it against our Sonys and our Sennheisers in the TV studio, just let us know. We'll do whatever we can to make you guys happy. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.